All right, so I had to do this right away. Red Wings lost to the Flyers today, 0-2. That is good news. Bumped the Flyers up 2 points. That puts them within a game and a half of the Red Wings. They are on a 6-game homestand right now, so expect them to pick up that game and a half that would tie them with the Red Wings. St. Louis Blues, they're playing today. Right now, they're standing at 70 points on the year with 10 games remaining. I think they have an easier team they're playing against today. Forget exactly who it is. So we could see them jump up to the 10th spot, moving the Red Wings down to the ninth. Vancouver Canucks are also playing tonight. They could tie the Red Wings in the standings. They have 11 games remaining on the season. I think their ceiling is kind of where they're at right now. Well, probably a couple spots above, maybe 11 or 12, and their floor, if you will, where it would be the sixth spot where they have drafted in the 3 of the last 5 years. The Arizona Coyotes have 9 games left and they're at 66 points. It would be extremely lucky if the Red Wings were to fall to that spot, but who knows what's going to happen. They have some tough teams to play. They got Seattle a couple times. They have to play Arizona again tomorrow. And see what happens there. San Jose just swapped with the Blue Jackets because they defeated the Islanders, which is good news for the Red Wings, considering they have the pick they acquired in the Filip Hronek trade. So let's see, who else are the Red Wings playing this in the remaining games of the season? Well, their competition is not exactly easy, so that's good news. They have the Penguins upcoming on the 28th, and the Hurricanes, who have the second best record in the NHL, and then the Winnipeg Jets, who are no slouches themselves. In the month of April, their last games are going to be against Toronto, Pittsburgh, two tough opponents. Again, easiest ones are going to be Montreal and Buffalo, and you can't really say Buffalo is an easy one because they have an excellent. Rasmus Dahlin. They got Tage Thompson having a fantastic year. They also have to play the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So you could really say that they have one easy game left out of their 9 or 10 remaining games. So we kind of like our chances of sliding all the way down to the sixth position. I hate to root for the team to lose, but um, it's just how the season has shaked out after the trades were made and the draft picks that we picked up were that came in. This is just fantastic news. So going back to that, the Islanders sent they signed Bo Horvat and they sent to the Vancouver Canucks their conditional first round pick, which is top 12 protected. Then the Vancouver Canucks, they wanted Filip Hronek, so the Red Wings sent Filip Hronek to them in exchange for that first round pick, which is looking pretty good right now because the um, New York Islanders, as a matter of fact, are sitting at the first wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. So they got 83 points right now with 9 games left. They're playing against the Buffalo Sabres right now, and the game is tied. So the they could if they could lose that would be nice. They lost yesterday to the Blue Jackets. I think I mentioned that, but the Penguins are playing tonight against the Capitals. So we're going to be rooting for the Penguins, the Florida Panthers, and the Capitals. I have it highlighted right here. The Florida Panthers are they're one win away from getting a wild card spot, and they're up right now 2-0 on the Rangers. So if the score remains, they're going to be in a wild card spot. If the Penguins win today, swap they'll swap again back to the second wild card spot. So let's just root for the Islanders to continue losing. I know it's a long shot. They got a pretty good roster, so we'll see what happens. Last thing I want to bring up, I believe, is Moritz Seider's contract. So second year of his rookie contract this year. He's performed pretty well ever since he started playing with Jacob Wallman. He's really just looked exactly like he was looking last year when he won the Calder. So I guess some comparables would be all of these four gentlemen right over here. We got Dougie Hamilton, big defenseman, skilled, he can play on the power play. He got a 7x9 contract with New Jersey. Seth Jones got probably way too large of a contract with the Blackhawks, 8 times 9.5. Darnell Nurse, again, these are all big guys. Darnell Nurse isn't really a power play guy, but he's big, physical. He can play in all defensive situations. He got an 8 times 9.25. And then Zach Werenski, who I believe is currently injured, got a 6 times 9.58. So the logic here would be you want to give Seider a max contract. If you give him a bridge deal, you're giving him the opportunity to make more money in an 8-year contract. So If I was Steve Eiserman, I'm sure he's pushing to towards the end of the year next year to get Seider locked up long term. Um, we'll see what happens. You know, he's just looked great. He just looked great all year. I mean, not all year, but like it's when you get a player like that, when you get a defenseman like that who can be on your blue line for 15 plus years, you don't try and make any mistakes locking them up in the long term. So I guess the last thing I'll mention here before I go is the all the draft picks we have coming up. So the lottery is happening on May 8th. Let's pay attention to that. I know, guys, we want to get Bedard or Adam Fantilli or Matvey Michkov. Who knows what's going to happen? Probably will most likely absolutely not happen because if you look at where the Red Wings are at right now, I have to back up a couple slides. They have 3.5% chance at getting him, and best case scenario, they're going to have a 7.5% chance at getting him. In my opinion, there's no chance the Montreal Canadiens will somehow pass the Red Wings. It's just not going to happen. So if they get a 7.5% chance, maybe I'll be a little bit more optimistic. But where it's at right now, most likely they will end up 8, 9, or maybe 7 if the Flyers keep up what they're doing. But yeah, they got the 2 first-round picks this year. They got 3 second-round picks for 9 total picks this year, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 picks this year. So we got that coming on June 28th, 29th. Steve is probably going to be looking for a forward who can score, possibly play with Raymond a couple years down the line. Raymond, he's kind of having a sophomore slump, you could say. He's 10 points behind his like 60, or I think he's at 64 games at this point. He's kind of at 10 points behind the pace he was at last year. He's a playmaker that needs somebody who he can set up, and he's been moved around quite a bit. There hasn't been the consistency with Tyler Bertuzzi because he broke his hand twice. He just needs somebody like, okay. The comparison that my friend brought up was Tim Stützle. I think he's been playing with Giroux and Tkachuk, and he's having an unbelievable year. So if he could play with somebody like, okay, Larkin's a fantastic player, but he could play with somebody who's also skilled like Giroux or Tkachuk and could receive passes, and they could work together. That's how he's going to take the next step. But we'll see what happens. Looking forward to the draft. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Cheers.